if we are going to do this one, it's most likely that we are going to get band score of 7 in our grammar. Relative clauses are complex sentences, and in the IELTS examination, this play a very important role. It is essential that you should know how to write complex sentences if you want to do well in the IELTS writing test. Well, hi there, my name is Teacher Moore, and for today's lesson, we are going to learn on how to write complex sentences using our relative clauses. Well, maybe some of you are asking, what are relative clauses? Well, basically, these are dependent clauses, and it actually adds information to our noun. Thus, we could also say that this one is an adjective clause. It is also important that before we write our relative clause, we should use our relative pronouns. Well, we have a lot of relative pronouns, but I'm just going to present some of the relative pronouns that are very common in writing task 2, and these are that and who if we want to describe people or a person. We use also which and that to describe things, and places we use where. As I have mentioned, relative clauses are dependent clauses, which means that we have to use an independent clause. We have to remember that inside our dependent clause, there are subject and verb. And then, definitely, here is our relative pronoun, and in front of it is our noun. So let's take a look at our sample question here. It is argued that we are living in a throwaway society. People throw away what they use in a daily life instead of recycling or reusing them. Why has this happened and how to address this issue? I just got an excerpt from one of our students' essays, so just to show you how it was written and answered. It says here, people lack awareness environment. People don't have idea. Individuals' way of life will lead to consumption of energy. They can create waste as well as pollution. Well, if we are going to analyze this one, we could notice that people, individuals, and also they used for like many times, and as much as possible we don't want this to happen. Let's make our sentence maximized. Let's maximize them. So instead of writing about 5 or 6 words, make them about 10, and we could actually improve this one. So since we've been talking about people here, or individuals, or also our pronoun they, we could use our relative clause just to make it our sentence more professional. So, how to improve this sentence? Since our topic or our focus rather are the people, we could just mix them together. Like what I've mentioned, in front of our relative pronoun, we have our noun because that is our focus. And if you would look at this one, okay, this one is our relative clause. So basically for relative clause, it's important that we should actually use our commas here. Let's see. The lack of environmental awareness for most people. That serves as our subject. And then could cause, this one is our verb, and then tons of waste and would become a pollution. That is part of our object. So for our pattern, we could actually say that we have subject plus, we have here comma, our relative clause, comma, plus verb plus object. That is our pattern. Let's have another example here. Some people think watching TV is bad for children, while others think that watching TV has more beneficial effects on children. Discuss both sides and give your own opinion. Now, another excerpt from one of our students' essay. It says here, there has a debate about watching TV. For children, watching TV is important, but watching TV, if good or bad, has some arguments. Well, I'm pretty sure you've noticed has here. It's very important that we should check our grammar as well. And watching TV was mentioned a lot of times. So therefore, watching TV is our focus. And like what I've mentioned, we could actually combine everything using our relative clause to add more information about our focus or our subject. And we could improve this one by simply saying the issue on watching TV, right? So watching TV, which is one of the most important children's leisure activities, has caused a heated debate whether it brings more harm than good, right? So as you can see, we have here which. This one. This part is our relative clause. So if we are going to do this one, it's most likely that we are going to get band score of 7 in our grammar. Well, for our tip, why is it that relative clause is very important, or adjective clause? Because it adds information to our noun. And there are things that we have to remember. First one, it doesn't really matter if it's relative clause or adjective clause, they are just the same. The most important thing is you would add information to your sentence. Next one, it is important to use relative pronouns. Again, what are these relative pronouns? These are your who for people. We have which or that for things. And last one, we have where for places. Next one, there must be an independent and dependent clauses. Again, relative clauses or adjective clauses, these are dependent clauses. So you would add this one to your independent clauses. And lastly, for our patterns, we could follow this pattern. So we have your subject and your relative clause. Again, remember that inside your relative clause, we should have our subject and our verb. And then here comes your main verb of the sentence, and then your object. Or you may write subject, verb, and then your relative clause. That is also okay. And there you go. If you're aiming for a band score of 7, well, just don't hesitate to use relative clauses if you want to write complex sentences. It will also arrange your thoughts in a logical manner, and well, definitely you could get a better score for that one. So if you've enjoyed this video, just don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. If you want to know more about this lesson, well, I encourage you to enroll to our program. Well, thank you so much. Don't forget to follow us as well on Instagram, Facebook, and also on Twitter. See you in our next videos. Ciao!